Hey guys, it's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I'm here for the Rolex 24-hour at Daytona, and I have something that maybe a lot of you viewers out there don't know what the heck this is. This is Porsche's dominating 962 from the 1980s. Yes, you heard this right. This isn't a car from the 90s. It's definitely not a car from the 2000s. This was a prototype car that Porsche produced back in the 1980s. This is a 1984 962. And I'm telling you, these cars clean shop around the world. Multiple 24-hour Le Mans wins, multiple Sebring, Daytona, Laguna Seca. I mean, the amount of wins that they got from these dominating cars are unbelievable. What's interesting is that you're not going to see any carbon fiber on this car. It was all about aluminum back then. The actual body is a aluminum monocoque. So that was what was being used technology-wise back in the 80s. It's got a huge turbocharged flat six in it, and I'm telling you, this thing freaking screams. Let me go ahead and take you to the back to show you how aerodynamics were working. But you can see here in the front, you got your brake cooling ducts. You can see how the styling was in the 1980s, quite different than what we have today. But guess what? To have what we have today, you got to live it from the past, and you got to remember your past and not forget it. So let's go ahead and check out the back of this 962. All right, guys, here's a little shot of the back and the side of the car. You can see just how low this car is. Prototype cars, if you've never seen one in person, I don't care what generation it is, are very, very low for aerodynamics. I mean, they are specific racing machines. You could see where the wind tunnel work was done, how the lines flowed. You can see this big, huge wing. Let me go ahead. I'm going to move the camera and show you directly behind it. And like I keep saying, it's these cars that led to the designs that we have today and is what made this car really help make Porsche what it is. You know, a lot of people remember Porsche for the 911, and that's definitely one hell of a car that they produced. But these 962 prototype cars really, really, really just put their stamp on endurance racing around the world. So let me go ahead and show you the back of this car. All right, so one thing you're going to see on a lot of 1980s race cars, especially this 962, is underneath the car. Like I told you in some of my other videos, it's not just about getting the air over the top of the car, but working with what air is coming underneath the car. So in the 80s with the GTP series, which stands for Grand Touring Prototype, you could see how tunnels were being used to help suck that car and channel the airflow. We have a very simple rear end of the car. You can see just what type of lighting they were using. Very small, very simple. You know, today we have LED lighting, which is bright as can be. Back when this car was running at Daytona, guess what? They didn't have a majority of the lights on. You know, today they turn on all the lights. Yes, it's dark. Yes, it's tough. But I really believe that these guys in the 80s and before that really had it harder because there wasn't that much lighting. And guess what? The technology and lighting wasn't that great. Finally, to finish off the rear end of this car, you can see how the team was able to adjust the pivot of the rear wing, give it more downforce, less downforce. It's those things that make these cars so adjustable, and that's why somebody can't just jump into this car and get all of the power down to the ground. It takes not only a good driver, but also a good team to set up the car. So if you really like things like this, leave a comment in the comment section, hit that subscribe button. Visit my website, raitisrides.com. I also have my Instagram page. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next ride.